Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. I am beyond excited to give you guys a review today of something that combines two of my favorite things, LEGO and Star Trek. I never thought this day would come where we would have a LEGO Star Trek set, but here we are. I'm going to do my best to get through this review. So shall we get started? Well, in the words of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, make it so. This is the USS Enterprise NCC 1701D. Set number 10365 contains 3,600 pieces and will retail for $400 US. The release date for this set will be November 28th. 2025. The Enterprise D was the flagship of the Federation featured in Star Trek The Next Generation, which aired from 1987 to 1994, starring Sir Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard. I am a child of the 80s and 90s, so I grew up with this show, and I am beyond thrilled to review this for you guys today. Inside the box, you'll find 30 bags. It may or may not be paper, depending on your region. There are two instruction books, the first covering the star drive and the other covering the saucer section. In book one, we do have some great reading material regarding this bold collaboration. I also love the LCARS interface they include on the pages. There is a page with all of the minifigures along with a quote from each one. Here we have Captain Picard saying, "Let's make sure history never forgets the name, Enterprise," which I believe is from the episode Yesterday's Enterprise, one of my favorite episodes. I was disappointed that they didn't put Riker's quote as yelling, "Shields up, red alert," but this is good too. We also have this message from the Icons design team about their approach to the development of this design, and then it is off to the build. There are some great informational bits you can read as you build. These also show up when you build one of the minifigures, which was great, but I didn't see one for Worf. I feel like he got the short end of the paint stick on that. There are 9 minifigures, including all the main characters. It does appear they went for the uniform design that began in Season 3, which I am happy that they did, with the exception of Wesley, it would seem. They all fit on this display stand, and they all get a single accessory that fans of the show should be able to identify. Captain Jean-Luc Picard has his cup of tea, which is always Earl Grey hot. We have William T. Riker, the first officer, who has his jazz trumpet. I believe he played this a number of times throughout this series. We have Deanna Troi, ship's counselor, who has a data pad. I wish they gave her the uniform treatment too, but I know she only wore that like in the last, I think, couple of seasons, so it's fine. We have Lieutenant Commander Data. He comes with his cat, Spot. Unfortunately, Spot is not a unique element, just a common cat. Then we have Lieutenant Worf, Chief of Security, who is holding a phaser. I prefer his long hair from later seasons, but this is still good. Here's Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge, Chief Engineer, and he has his engineer's briefcase. We also have Guinan included in this as well, and she runs 10 forward. Here's Dr. Beverly Crusher, the ship's chief medical officer, holding her medical tricorder. And finally, we have Wesley Crusher holding his self-made tractor beam that we see him use, I think, just in a single episode, The Naked Now, from Season 1. Now, I like the selection of minifigures for the Enterprise D. It's sad to say that we'll probably never see Tasha Yar, who was the original Chief of Security, who was killed off in Season 1, unfortunately. If there are future ships or sets for Star Trek, I think it'd be great to see, of course, Q, played by John Delancey, or even Locutus of Borg. If there's other characters from the show that you would like to see, let me know in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure I'll agree with you. I do have some small issues, though, on the printing of the minifigures in Starfleet uniforms. While I do appreciate the printing on the arms, I would have preferred the black cover all the way to the shoulder. You can clearly see the color of the uniform between them. I also noticed the coloring on the torso looks faded compared to the sleeves. This seems to be more apparent on the red uniforms. Most people won't mind, and maybe later copies will improve this. I also wish we could have got Worf's chainmail sash as an actual physical accessory instead of just the print, but this is a good start. All the minifigures have reversible faces for that added playability, with the exception of Captain Picard for, well, obvious reasons. Now let's talk about the build experience. I absolutely loved it. Now this might be because I was building my favorite sci-fi ship of all time from my favorite sci-fi show of all time, but it was genuinely interesting. You start by building opposite halves of the main hull, then you join these two together using several small ball joints. The sideways build allows for a clean-looking surface area and also adds to the rigidity of the model. We then build the warp nacelles. These are identical, so you build them alongside each other. They're built in 3 sections and once complete, are simply snapped into place on the pylons. After you complete the star drive section, the saucer section begins, and that's a very different build experience. Now, there will be some redundancy along the outer portion of the saucer section, and about halfway through, you apply this 2x3 tile of the golden dedicated plaque replicated from the one that you see on the bridge of the Enterprise once in a while. Now, this is added, of course, halfway through the saucer section build, and it's eventually engulfed in the build, and you never see it again. Now, I feel like there was enough room in the saucer section that we could remove like a panel on the top and see a micro build of the main bridge. Would have been really cool, but I'm getting a little greedy here. This is still pretty awesome. Now, I should mention that this set does have stickers. This is no surprise, as LEGO does have the tendency to include a lot of stickers, even in their most expensive LEGO sets. I was afraid this would be the case for the Enterprise as well, but it was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. For example, the registry on the top of the saucer section, this is a print as well as the plaque, thank goodness. Now, LEGO has used this same piece for other sets, like the Space Shuttle Discovery, but that was a sticker. So nice that they did the print here, although I will say that I think the Enterprise D is worthy of those larger 8x16 tiles as a plaque, but that's just my opinion. The stand does a good job of displaying the Enterprise. The ship simply slides on and off the display, so there is no clutch, which I actually prefer. But just remember, there is a proper way to hold the ship. Any other way will create stress, and parts have a good chance of falling off. Believe me, I have been handling this thing a lot, and it can break apart if not properly handled. The ship with the display weighs just over 7 pounds or 3.2 kilograms. That's pretty heavy, and if you bump the ship on a not smooth surface, it can break the display, and this actually has already happened with mine. Now, if you put this thing on a shelf, it's going to be just fine, no problem, but it's just a big temptation to want to just lift this thing off and swoosh it around, because it's got a lot of swooshability. So what about the features? Well, the biggest feature of this model is the fact that we can separate the saucer section. This is extremely easy to do. We simply remove this Type 15 shuttle pod, and out comes a Technic axle. This allows the saucer section to slide forward slightly, and it comes right off. I commend the designers for adding this feature and making it easy to do. Now, saucer separation only happened, I think, a few times through the entire 7-season run, but it's still really awesome that they added this feature. Another hidden feature is that you can eject the core. So back here, we can remove these 2 parts, and only one has the warp core attached. My guess is the designers wanted to do something cute here, and instead of using 3 trans blue elements, they used the colors of Octan, a fictitious corporation that started as a gas station brand found in various LEGO sets back since 1992. So yeah, you can eject the core, but again, something rarely done in the TV series. The Octan colors are also found at the front of the warp nacelle, so I guess the Enterprise D is no longer powered by dilithium crystals. It's back to fossil fuels. Oh no! We can also remove the doors and covering of the main shuttle bay on the saucer section, revealing a parked Type 15 shuttle pod. Overall, I think the look of this is great. I think the designers did a fantastic job matching the look of the Enterprise D. Not an easy job given its many curves and oval shape. I also really like the look of the main deflector dish. The dish itself is just 2 printed transparent canopies, but how they integrated it into the ship is just spot on. Now, LEGO say they have introduced a new color, reddish orange, to simulate the glow of the impulse engines. Cool, but I think I would have preferred a transparent red, but this still looks fine. The sloped elements used on the edge of the saucer section are printed. This will depict the Enterprise D from the first 2 seasons, as they were always dark. Now, later seasons had a more detailed model that better matched interior details, such as 10 forward. Overall, I think this is a solid first entry into what I hope is a long and prosperous partnership between LEGO and Star Trek. As far as my recommendations go, it's pretty simple. If you're a LEGO fan and a Star Trek fan, well, it's an easy decision, especially if you grew up watching The Next Generation. The only thing I don't like about this set is, unfortunately, the price tag. At $400, I think it's going to keep a lot of fans away who would have otherwise purchased this if it was closer to $300. Now, all I can say is, as a Star Trek TNG fan, I absolutely love this set. Now, if LEGO did not send me this thing for early review, I would be in line first thing at the LEGO store to purchase this thing because it is that awesome. So you guys will have to let me know what you guys think about this, and if LEGO were to continue building or creating LEGO Star Trek sets, what should they make next? I mean, there's plenty of things to build from. As you can see, they've gone crazy with Star Wars. Why not Star Trek, right? And I'll tell you this much, if they do go crazy with Star Trek and they have a lot of sets, you will see the Star Wars disappear and you will see these all over the place behind me and all over my house. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. As always, thanks for watching, or should I say, live long and prosper. And we'll see you guys very, very soon, because I'm gonna make some more videos with this thing. You can be sure of that. All right, guys, till then, have a great day. See you next time. Bye.